My name is Keith Tenzer, and I wanted to take a quick peek here at Together.AI's enterprise AI platform. And here we are in the dashboard, and I must say, I am already impressed. I really like this simplistic design. I can see my credit balance, monthly spend, and any limits I've set. And then, even better, as a developer, I can see exactly how to connect my enterprise applications to this AI platform in order to consume the AI behind it using the various programming languages and my API key. Really great stuff. And we're going to take a deeper dive into that. But first, let's look at some of the other things the platform offers. It has a bunch of models here, open source models, of course, and they look to be very current, very powerful models, and a plethora to choose from with various pricing for input and output. And what I love here is I have a dedicated and serverless option, especially the dedicated. I can get my own version of this and really have a private, secure AI, which is, I think, a critical capability for an enterprise. I can also host my inference endpoints and do some batch processing here on the platform, fine tune any of those LLMs, and there's, of course, analytics to go with it. And then the last thing I wanted to check out real quick was GPU clusters. Really excited about this because I can host my own GPU cluster here and then really get into research and building some very unique things with AI where I'm in total control and it's all at the tip of my fingers. Love it. And with that, I'd like to now jump into what I've put together using Together.AI, and that is a RAG pipeline to ingest data from a document and then use that at inference when chatting with the LLM. And so here we can see that we have created a Together client. All we do is call is Together to instantiate that, and then in this pipeline, we are pulling text out of PDFs, and we are then chunking that text, embedding it using Together's API here, where we see it's just a one-liner, and then writing that to a vector database. And so that is the task at hand for this ingest pipeline. Very, very easy and simple to use. And so let's get that going. And while that runs, let's just take a peek at the document we're ingesting. This is by no means a simple document. It is a behemoth of a manual for mill operations, 549 pages, lots of complicated diagrams to understand text, all kinds of images. This is a very challenging document to navigate for a RAG system, but fear not, we are up to this challenge. We are going to ask it here from this page if it can tell us what the maximum spindle speeds are for all of the machines. And so that is going to be an interesting challenge to see. And I will be right back after this completes. All right, we are back. And as you can see, the ingest pipeline is just finishing up here. And it took about a minute and 40 seconds, which is really good considering we had 3,901 chunks. It's quite a lot. You saw those 500 pages. That was a big manual to ingest and convert to embeddings. Now, let us look at the chat client. This is the UI code now for inference. And so what we're doing here is we, as the user, are asking questions. What happens is we take this question, we embed it, then we take those embeddings and we do a vector retrieval to pull out the information that we ingested that's relevant to the question, provide that to the LLM so that it can make a great answer. And so here you can see, again, we're instantiating this Together endpoint, and we are using the embeddings again to create these embeddings for the user question. And then At the end here, we are calling the LLM. In this case, we're using a Llama 3 billion model, and we are calling the LM using the Together client and the chat completions API. And so now let us connect to this vector database. This is our UI. You can see here, this is where it created the database. I'm just going to connect to it, and then we can ask it a question. So now we've connected, and I'm going to ask again, what are the maximum spindle speeds for the various machines? And you can see it came back very quickly with a very good answer right to the point, and it's listing off these machines and their spindle speeds in RPMs. And we can again check with the document, but that looks exactly right, which is really impressive indeed. Now, if you want to get your hands on this, I have provided the code here under github.com/ktensor/together.ai-rag example. And you can look and see how I have written this, how I've done the ingest, and how I've created the UI. And there's also some examples to set this up and test it using Together's AI platform. Again, I hope you enjoyed this and I hope it was useful. Thank you for your time.